Hey guys, if you own a 924 or an early 944, chances are that you've had issues with your passenger side window. So today I'm going to be showing you how to troubleshoot those. So typically you're going to have three scenarios when you're trying to troubleshoot the windows. You're going to have one where neither of the switches will work the window, two where the driver's side works but the passenger side doesn't, and then another one where the passenger side works but the driver's side doesn't. And you can see here that I have this one set up in scenario 2. So the driver's side works perfectly fine, but the passenger side does nothing. Now, your first reaction might be to swap out the switch for a new one on the passenger side. So in this situation, the driver's side switch still operates the passenger window, but as you can see here, the passenger switch doesn't work. And you may be tempted to just go ahead and replace this switch like I have here. I have a brand new switch and we're just going to pop it in there. I have the switch out and I'm just going to unplug this switch here. And I'm going to take the new one and plug it in. And as you can see, it hasn't fixed the issue. So of course this brings us back over to the driver's side. You can still see I got the new switch plugged in over there. And this one here is still working as it should. But don't let that fool you, because the issue here is with this switch and this switch only. Let me go ahead and take it out. And I'm going to show you what's going on. Now I have it unplugged, and I'm going to stick the one that came out of the passenger side in here. Now, the window works perfectly fine. It's alright, before we go any further, I thought that I would show you just one more example. In this one, the driver's side switch doesn't work, but the passenger side switch works perfectly fine. Now, at this point, you should know exactly what's going on. The issue is with this switch here, and I'm going to show you why. It's alright, you may be wondering what the heck is going on. Well, a lot of times people will come along, perhaps the window's moving a little slow or whatever, and take these switches apart, dump these out, clean the contacts off, and then just chuck them back in without paying any attention to the order to go. And then you end up with a whole host of issues if you're not paying attention. So a lot of times people will take these and then put them in the driver's side switch, and then it operates the driver's side window, and they go, my switch is good, so it can't be the problem, when it actually is the problem. As you can see, in both of the scenarios that I showed, the switch that was working was actually the switch that was broken. All right, let me just show you what's going on here. This number is always going to be at the top when you install it in the car. So that's the easiest way to always keep track of where the top is. Now you can see that one end is curled under and one end is flat. You want to put the right hand side in first, and that curled under bit, that springy bit, is going to be at the top. And of course you do the opposite for the left hand side, so the flat side is going to be at the top. And that is the correct way to assemble them. A good rule of thumb here is the switch that is operating the window is the switch that's assembled incorrectly. It's alright, I thought that I would go into a little bit more detail on why the switches behave the way they do. As you can recall, in my first example, the passenger side switch did not work at all, but the driver side switch worked. And you would think that the passenger switch was at fault, but swapping a new one in there did nothing. The reason for that is when the driver side switch is incorrectly assembled, it doesn't supply power to the passenger side switch. However, the power that is coming from this is still going through the good switch and onto the regulators. So that's why the switch that was working properly, or seemed to be working properly, was actually the one at fault. Now I reversed the scenario in the second example. The second example, the passenger side switch worked, but now the driver's side switch didn't work. And again, that's because power was coming through the switch that was assembled correctly and getting to this switch over here, but it wasn't able to pass it on to the regulator. So this one here worked as it should, but no power from this switch was getting passed through the switch that was assembled incorrectly. And if you have two switches that don't operate the windows, then both of them are going to be assembled incorrectly. Alright guys, now that we have the switches assembled correctly, they will both now operate the passenger window as it should. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. So hey guys, I just want to let you know that I read every comment. I don't always get around to responding to it, but to show my appreciation, I thought that I would send this t-shirt to one lucky person. All you need to do is comment below, and by the end of the week, I'll be selecting who gets this t-shirt and shipping it out to them. So thank you guys.